Al-Ghafur. It's a name we all know, right? We say it all the time. But have you ever stopped to think about what it really means deep down? Well, today we're going to deconstruct this powerful name piece by piece to uncover the incredible depth hidden inside. So let's get started.
So that's the big question, isn't it? We know Al-Ghafur means forgiving, but is that the whole picture? What's the actual difference between God being a forgiver and being the all-forgiving? It turns out the secret is locked right inside the structure of the word itself.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. On one hand, you have Al-Ghafir. On the other, Al-Ghafur. They share the same root, but they are on completely different levels. One is about a single action. The other is about who God is. To really get it, we've got to go back to the very beginning, to the word's origin.
So our first stop is the physical origin of the word. Believe it or not, long before it had this deep spiritual meaning, it described a really simple physical action. The root verb is ghafara, and its original meaning, in Arabic, its physical meaning, is simply to cover something up or to conceal it. That's it. The entire massive concept of divine forgiveness is built on this foundational idea of just covering something. And this is the perfect way to picture it. Imagine putting a lid on a pot. What happens? You completely hide whatever's inside. It's concealed from view. That physical act of covering, that's the essence of ghafara. A simple image, but so powerful. All right, now this is where the true power of the name Al-Ghafur really comes alive. It's not just in its root meaning, but in its grammatical structure. This is the real aha moment. Okay, let's watch how this builds. We start with the root, ghafara, that simple act of covering. From that, you get the actor, ghafir, someone who performs that act once. But when the structure changes to that special fa'ul pattern, creating a ghafur, it's like hitting a grammatical amplifier. It turns the volume way up, adding this immense intensity and repetition. It transforms a single act into a constant, unending attribute. God isn't just someone who does forgiveness, he is forgiveness. So with all that in mind, let's put these two names right next to each other. Because once you really see this distinction, the full meaning of Al-Ghafur just clicks into place. This slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? Al-Ghafur might forgive a specific sin at a specific time. The act is kind of circumstantial. But Al-Ghafur? Oh, that's different. We're talking about forgiving all sins, big and small. The attribute is constant and continuous. The scope is just vast and all-encompassing. The great scholar Imam al-Halimi summed this up perfectly. He said, "The Ghafur conceals the sinner, but the Ghafur is one from whom this act of concealment just pours out in great abundance." That's the key word right there, abundance. It's limitless. It never stops. So we've seen the linguistic breakdown, and it's pretty mind-blowing. But where do we see this meaning really come to life? Well, there's no better place to look than the Quran itself. 91? That's how many times the name Al-Ghafur appears in the Quran. 91 times. I mean, that's not an accident. That number alone sends a powerful message about just how central this attribute of abundant, constant forgiveness really is. And then you get a direct, divine declaration like this. God commands the prophet to tell us, "It is I who am Al-Ghafur, the merciful." This isn't just a statement. It's an announcement. It's a direct, clear promise from God that opens a door of hope that can never be closed. And this theme is woven throughout the Quran. You see the prophet Jacob expressing this absolute certainty that his Lord is Al-Ghafur. And you see forgiveness and mercy constantly linked, as if to say that this abundant forgiveness is the clearest, most powerful expression of God's infinite mercy. So after this whole journey, from the root of a single word to its place in Scripture, let's bring all these threads together. What does all of this actually mean for us in our daily lives? We started with a simple physical act, to cover. Then we saw how the word's very structure amplified it into this incredible attribute of abundance. And that gave us the religious meaning of comprehensive forgiveness, covering all sins always. And ultimately, what is that? It's the clearest sign of a boundless divine mercy. And so, I'll leave you with this question to think about. When we truly let this meaning sink in, that we live in a universe governed by a God whose very essence is abundant, constant, and complete forgiveness, how might that change our perspective? How could it change the way we view our mistakes, our lives, and our hope for the future? That's something really powerful to reflect on.